Hello there again, this is Eric with Master Tool Repair. Today we are going to do a short tutorial video on how to install a Bullwhip Style throttle idle control valve. This is a Bullwhip, also known as a cable style. As you see, a wire cable actuates the throttle plate to just kick the engine up and down. And so what we have here is a GX series Honda. This is a 5.5 horsepower, very common type. This particular valve will install on the 4 to 6.5 horsepower Honda GX series engines. Alright, so what we're going to do here is first off remove the air filter cover housing and the air filter itself. Set that aside. And of course we see the various parts here for the throttle control. This is the throttle control arm, which of course the cable will actuate to speed the engine up and to slow it down. So any factory return springs that you see on the throttle plate, they're supplied with the engine new you want to remove. So typically you'll have a large return spring that will flip this back and forth, and you want to go ahead and remove that because you don't want any resistance for the throttle idle control. So go ahead and remove those return springs. And you can take a 10mm nut here and simply loosen this up. This is the throttle plate pilot screw here, or nut, so you want no resistance here, or very little resistance anyway. So remove that 10mm nut if this arm doesn't move back and forth very easily. Alright, so you see a screw here on the throttle base. We're going to go and remove that Phillips head screw. And we have a bracket here on the cable, obviously that will secure it to the throttle plate. And what we're going to do here is see the Z shape on the throttle control, the Bullwhip. That's to lock it in place on the throttle arm. So we're just going to simply take this first small hole here you'll see in the throttle arm and just simply lock that cable right in. Simple as that. And then we're going to take the clamp and the screw. We're going to go ahead and just screw that back onto the base so it clamps in place. Very simple. That's just a Phillips head screw. And clamp it down real nice and tight. We want to make sure this cable does not move back and forth. Now just the cable should move inside, but the cable itself should not move on the throttle base. So we want to go ahead and make sure that's nice and secure. There we go. Of course, once we do, simply tighten this nut down on the throttle arm, just so there is a little bit of resistance here. You want it to move back and forth, but you don't want it too tight or too loose. And of course, as the engine kicks down and speeds up, it'll go ahead and pull that cable, which will actuate this valve, and the valve will install into the pilot valve on the compressor. Of course, this is just the engine itself, but over here on this particular compressor, we have the pilot valve already installed, and this 1/8" thread on the Bullwhip throttle valve will install into the 1/8" port on this pilot valve. Of course, we have the pilot unloader, and you have your 1/8" here where you have a T connected. This particular throttle control valve will simply thread into the 1/8" female fitting on this pilot valve. Just threads in simply enough, and of course that's about it. If you have any questions from here on, you can go to mastertoolrepair.com or call a sales rep here for more assistance. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching.